Kia ora, I'm James Nokise, and we're on one
Not on one hell of a road trip. Hey guys, we're still waiting to hear my COVID-19 result. We were supposed to be going down to Waipara today. Unfortunately, just locked in here. Luckily, we found a way to have a chat with a man who's made it his life's work for all Kiwis to enjoy adventure tourism.
I'm not a massive meditator, but I realize when I'm in a kayak, when I'm flying, when I'm in the wilderness, it's automatic. Because the environment around you is so intense and so beautiful, you just absorb that intense and beautiful. I've got a really good understanding of what is possible with this beautiful body of mine. I'm C5 tetraplegic, but I've got no use of my hands. I've got no triceps, I'm reliant on the assistance of other people for so many things. But I'm also a licensed paragliding pilot. I've gone through and I've opened up the industry by using my body as the guinea pig and using my knowledge of the outdoor industry to educate everybody. And the cool thing is, what this magical body can do, anybody can do.
When I think adventure tourism, I think New Zealand. I don't necessarily think about how people who aren't as mobile as me can go around doing it. What's New Zealand actually like for that, for accessibility?
What I call it is inclusive tourism, not accessible tourism.
Right.
We go paragliding, skydiving, river trips, and I'm like the man in between the company and the clients. New Zealand is growing. We still have our issues. Camper van capital of the world, but you'll be very surprised to know that not one of these amazing camper van companies have actually looked at the big picture and made an accessible camper van for hire. And there are other bits and pieces like public transport between cities. Also the Department of Conservation, a lot of the tracks and trails that are roadside that could be inclusive tend to get overlooked. I had a conversation with a young lady in Auckland just recently that was born with a disability. She had never experienced going on a good Kiwi adventure holiday because it was just too difficult. The worst case scenario is being all excited and showing up there and being like in front of everybody else, oh yeah, nah, sorry, we can't cater for your ability. But it's the education within the industry that's the problem, because people tend to look at people's dis rather than ability. But then there's the other side of it, and it's the bound to a wheelchair, struggling to get better, suffering from a disability. These are all words that are used within the media base. So we're not empowering people, we're disempowering people.
Right.
So that's the same thing within the inclusive tourism industry.
Right.
It's understanding the person, it's understanding the individual. It's not that subconscious thought pattern that's put you into your brain ever since you've been a kid. Being able to get out and experience the wilderness or push yourself or get out into nature is one of the most powerful things anybody can do. Not only does inclusive tourism assist with people getting out into the beautiful action that we have, it's also clearing their minds, and especially after this crazy COVID time, there's a lot of people that will be able to just breathe again. What we'd really like to do is get more and more companies joining us, and realizing how simple and how easy it is to provide these experiences for all abilities. To make anything inclusive, it's got nothing to do with ramps and toilets and expensive infrastructure with Makingtrax. It's just got to do with education, information, cooperation, and only when needed, adaptation. We should make New Zealand the inclusive destination of the world. That's what I've been pushing hard out, and I think it's fully possible. We just, the more people that want to jump aboard and the more people that want to get out there and do it, it's evolution, baby.
Next up, it's time for the scary adventure.